Alright, it's the end of the year. And I figured, hey, it might as well be nice to do something that's reflective of the end of the year, you know? I mean, it's the end of the year, and what better time is there than to look over your old work and reflect on how far you've come? Stuff like that. And, you know, coursework games are coursework games. They're still games. Games that will probably never see the light of day. Unless, like, somebody specifically, like, very specifically requests that it be put out somewhere, you know. That's just how it is. So I should probably explain a little bit. So this was the first module we took. This was back in year 1. So this was, it would be late last year. And this was the first time we dabbled in Game Maker. They gave us the assets, and basically you just have to do a very basic, like, gems come down, collect the right gems, don't collect the wrong gems, that kind of stuff. And this is how the game looks like. I just put some, like, free music over it. I should probably adjust the volumes too. Is the volume? Yeah, it's gonna overwhelm me. Tune it down. I didn't have a start-stop thing here. Alright. So our teacher is actually a big Overwatch fan, and they like gave us a Roadhog sprite. So this game we were just supposed to collect the green and ignore the red, you know. First time we dabbled with Game Maker. So this is like a very simple flash game kind of thing. And they had a little life bar and all that stuff. Also you can like send Roadhog off the screen. You touch the red once, his life goes down, but you know. Also the controls are a little stiff. I don't know exactly why. It takes a couple of seconds for your thing to register. So you can see like a green gem and a red gem comes down at the same time. It's pretty wacky for a first time project. But you know, y'all gotta start somewhere. Let me see what happens when the time runs out. I think things just stopped, really. Yeah, there we go. We can restart it. And everything restarts properly. So that's cool. You can just aim for high score and stuff. So, pretty simple. That was like our first game we ever made. Yeah, so maze game. You use the arrow keys to move and you collect the keys to advance. So this taught us the basic stuff of, you know, gating, you know, pick up keys and like lock gates that you need certain items in order to get through, the kind of stuff. Basic interaction. So they gave us these sprites too. I made it so you can advance down the grid. But you know, it makes a sound if you try and smack into the wall. It is what it is. So you have to do this, and I think I did a if you held shift you jump 2 towers instead of just 1. But this also let you bypass 1 tower wide gaps. I didn't tell anyone about it, but you know, cheat codes, dev cheat codes. So you pick up the key, you can pick up the hamburger for extra health. Like the nice little UI, like it's not really much of a UI, but I did a little bit of UI down here. Scores down here, health is down here. You collect stuff. You can pick up the thing, and it gives you points as well. These guys just patrol up and down. They don't do anything. You pick up the keys. Alright, I'll do this as intended. So I'll just use this to move along. And then you go down here. You pick up this key. You see that lockdown there? Like, oops, I did the shift jump thing. Jump through the walls. That big guy won't touch you either. Alright, I'll just skip over here to just show you guys. If you don't have all the keys, you can't open up the lock. This is very much like my first game kind of stuff, you know. Alright, so this big guy is huge where he just patrols up and down. Pick up this key, and yay, we're home free. And you go up here. Grab this key down here. You know, student projects. This is pretty much what you'll get in a video game course. And now we have level 2. There's a lot of patrolling guards now. He got creative. I think we had to like design the levels first too initially. So the thing is you can't hold down the keys to like keep moving, so that kind of sucks. I should probably run into one of these guys just to show what happens. Yeah, they drain your life on contact, so if you block their path, they'll just constantly drain your life as well. So that's problematic, but you pick up these burgers, you get some health back. Just a little bit though. And I give you a nice little stash of health down here if you really needed it. Unfortunately, we can't get back to full health, but you know, it's close enough. And now this big guy, we'll wait for him to go past. We go down here, we grab the key real quick, and then we'll dash out from under him. Go down here, there's one more key down here. Just wait carefully. We haven't done complicated pathing at this point, so still pretty simple. So all these sprites were given to us like as part of the lesson package. We didn't have to make our own sprites at least. Alright, big guy down here. It's gonna be a mad dash across. And he drains our life really quickly too, just by touching us. And you go down here, you open up the lock, and a winner is you. Congratulations. You press enter, it goes back to the main thing, and then... Oh yeah, I put in a pause function. So that's pretty cool. That one I had is from some code left over from a different project. I was like, you know, I'll just throw in a pause function, why not? That wasn't part of it. So let's see what happens when you die. Also, if you have 4 digits, the thing goes off the screen. So that's a game over, that's what happens. But you press enter, you can go back a bit, and you can go in, you can pause, all that stuff. Pretty proud of it actually, all this well. I believe it's an updated version. Yeah, now we had animation. We have this Link sprite. And yeah, he can skip too. So it's the same game more or less. We can resume too. So we built on this from the previous lesson. That's kind of cool. We've got more free movement now. We're not locked to the grid system. So that's cool. And enemies fire bullets now. You see? But they're firing from the 0-0 position. So yeah. Also they start homing in on you and they start shooting at you. So you gotta avoid them like so, you know, lead them away. But Link here can move really quickly. So he doesn't care. This big guy though. Oh, and also I introduced a time limit. They made us do time limits, so I think I just made my game. Yeah, I accidentally lured him to an unwinnable position, so I'm just gonna game over here. Alright, we'll just zoom on by real quick. Ow. Don't touch. Alright, grab the key, get out of there. Grab this key. Ooh, that's a nasty situation, isn't it? So you can see the time coming, you know. And I also shifted the UI a little bit. Oh man, I got stuck. I forgot that happens. Alright, we gotta be really quick then. Not a very well put together game now that I think about it. Oh yeah, you can fire back, that's the thing. I forgot I can do that. So you just shoot a stream of bullets into him and he'll die. You go in there, grab that thing. And we're home free. More or less. Except now I've got lots of enemies. Oh. My first Flash game. Still, you know, you gotta start somewhere. And once I got the basics down, that's cool. Also, it fires every frame, so it's very hard to shoot an individual bullet. But if you hold down, you get a constant stream of bullets, and really, there's no reason not to do this, right? You grab that thing, grab some more hamburgers. Oh dear, and you take too much damage and die. Okay, let's do this properly now then. Go down here, grab this key, go down here. Let's deal with these guys. Don't take too many bullets from them. We didn't have hit sounds at this point, so... Okay, we grab this key, move down here. We don't even really need to speed up that much. There's no animation or anything, or even no hit sound, so it just kind of looks like we're like emptying a stream of circles into him. And they don't even animate unless we move, so... Cause, you know, same positions. So I find that really amusing. So we go up here, grab these burgers. For the points, and get the key, open the lock. Alright, let's do these guys real quick. I took another bullet. Because this was like basic coursework stuff, you know. Grab keys, defeat enemies, shoot enemies. It's pretty interesting, very basic stuff, basic objects and interactions and whatnot. But you gotta do the basic stuff like this before you can start doing more complicated stuff. And still, this is like a possible Flash game as well, just by what it is. I'm a little bit low on health. I'm gonna grab these burgers real quick. I forgot how many hits I made these guys take. A lot. Alright. had a 2-minute time limit on this level, I believe, so it's not too bad. They also only start homing in on you if you're within a certain distance. These enemies. Alright, we'll grab this key real quick. Open up the lock. And a winner is you. Same thing. So that's cool. Oh, right. This one is a guessing number thing, I think, right? Enter number from 1 to 10. Okay, so we enter 6. Oh, right. It's we gotta click the circles. Gotta get rid of all the circles before the time runs out. I think every second, like a new amount of circle, like that many circles will appear again. You just have to keep extending the time limit, and if the time limit hits 0, then it's game over, you know. I think this one was about inputs, like play inputs, because you send up this error dialog box, because it is an error dialog box. You're not supposed to use it for regular use, but yeah, there you go, single circle and then another circle, and they appear in random positions and go off in different speeds. I'm not sure if they wrap. I don't think they wrap. Yeah, so we're gonna run out of time eventually, I think. Oh wait, no, that's not time. That's the number of misses you can get. So the balls fly out, you know, then the thing goes down, and eventually, if you hit 0, then you know you're out. But you'll never lose if you just put 1. So let's put in a huge number, 10. That's the maximum. So 10 balls will appear, and they fly off in different directions, and you're gonna have a lot of problems keeping track of it because they're going everywhere. And oh no, I'm gonna game over really quickly. This is like Osu, except not musical. Har har. So I believe this lesson was to teach like random behaviors and generation and player input, stuff like that. Not a very serious game, but you know, one that a lot of these things are just learning tools, you know. Anyway, I'll just let it run out, and I'll see if I remember to code a game over function for this. I actually don't remember if I did. Yeah, I did. Alright, so that's the game over function. So that was that one. This was a long time ago. I've forgotten what all these things are. I have to open them up to see them. Oh, what is 1 plus 1? 2? What is 1 minus 1? 0. What is 1 divided by 1? 1. What is 0 divided by 1? 0. What is 1 times 1? It's a quiz, I think. You win! Yeah, this one was a quiz thing. So, no actual game here. It's basically text adventure. But, you know, you gotta start really simple. And the questions they gave you are randomized. So it was part of the randomization thing also. I think like arrays. Ah yes, arrays. That was what they were teaching. So like we stored the questions in arrays and we'll call them out randomly. You know, things like that. Pretty simple. And yeah, I don't think anyone wants to play this one though. It's just a quiz game. I played a quiz game recently on Steam too. It was like a very simplistic one. Could probably whack something like that in an hour or so. Not too difficult. It is what it is. If you cancel out, you lose. Wah wah. So yeah, this one's a pretty fun one. It was an interactive fiction thing. We basically just had to make branching paths, and like, if I look up at the script, yeah, I got all this. We were learning script stuff, so like we've got inputs and outputs and stuff. We're using the error handling of the game, which we're not supposed to use, but you know, learning purposes. You know, if else, accepting player input, getting player output, stuff like that. And they got all the text and stuff. But you know, it's a bit boring just typing in some random text and everything. We had to write down stuff, plan out the paths and everything before we go in and do coding, you know. Help the people who aren't that sure about programming and stuff to visualize how your code's gonna split from the if-else statements and the different events and stuff, you know, gaming stuff, typical ones. So you had to write a little story and stuff. And then you decided, you know, if I'm gonna make an interactive fiction story, I was gonna make it as wacky as I could. So I'm gonna open it up to chat. So here we are. Mr. Potato had more desires than becoming someone's dinner. No, sir, he would much rather have an adventure. Shaking off the loose dirt, Mr. Potato set forth, leaving behind his cozy patch of dirt, and heads off in the direction of the setting sun. Ahead lies a cave with 2 paths. Where would you like to go? So, where should we go then? Should we go left? Should we go right? Or should we go back? Right. Okay, right it is then. So we go to the right, and the path on the right cave led to the coast, along which the beautiful sea washed up bits of foam that lingered for the briefest of moments. Ahead lies a beach hut with some items for sale. Should we A, approach the hut, or S, go for a swim? You know, you just need to use different letters and stuff. You can use whatever you want, but you know, I've read a couple of like interactive fiction games in my time, and you know, I like the wacky ones, so I'm just gonna make it pretty wacky. Alright, approach the hut it is. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The shopkeeper was indignant. No shirt, no shoes, no service. This won't do, no sir. Mr. Potato won't stand for this kind of injustice. It's time to hit a campaign trail and bring exposure to the plight of the common spud. So now you have two options. Do you want to stop protest marches, or do you want to do a self-immolation protest? Oh, okay. It's time to fry potatoes. This is in the name of all spuds, Mr. Potato cries as he leapt from above a tall building into a vat of boiling oil. That event would soon be known as the 1823 Revolution, incited by the self-roasting of one Mr. Potato. Centuries later, the spuds would finally be accepted as a class of citizens unto themselves and form the great nation of Potatopia. And you have become a founding father. That is a most excellent ending. I don't know what I was on when I was writing this, I'm sorry. I mean, everyone was writing boring stories, you know, like... So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go wacky. Okay. You wanna do one more? Actually, should I release this? Should I release this for public play? Maybe I'll just release the script or something, you know, it's not really worth much. I don't think anyone wants to really play this thing. It's kind of it's just there. It's a learning project, and no one really wants to. Alright, let's do one more then. Which way should we go today? To the left, to the right, or the back? Yeah, anyone with a console application and language, you can do this, yeah. There's a teaching tool, you know. Alright, we're going to the left this time. So we go left into a cave, which is a cold and damp one, with calcified rocks dropping from the ceiling. Yeah, because they're calcified. That's what calcified rocks do, totally. It is dark ahead, and Mr. Potato is likely to be eaten by a wandering animal. You know, just like a Gru in Zork. Ho ho ho. Forward, back, or should we look around? Okay, we're gonna look around then. Searching, Mr. Potato finds a piece of flint and some sticks. With a mighty strike of rock against rock, Mr. Potato achieves the first steps towards higher civilization. The lantern provides adequate lighting just in time to see a bat swooping towards Mr. Potato, claws outstretched. So, do we throw the lantern or do we run? Alright, we're gonna throw the lantern then. With a mighty lunge, Mr. Potato launches his mighty lantern, striking the bat cleanly between the eyes. Mightily. He shrieks, flare ablaze, and collapses in a spectacle of flame. The path of the bat leads it to landing atop poor Mr. Potato, cooking him and making him a delicious treat. You have made roasted potato. Hey. This seems like the more standard adventure game ending, yeah? Like the accidental, like instant death accidental stuff. Let me see if I can recall the path to the wackier ones. Was there a wackier one? Let's see, if we went forward... Oh yeah, this is the one where we achieve enlightenment. Yeah. There was an enlightenment ending. And then there was a bad ending where you just wander on in darkness forever, so you fail to photosynthesize, har har. So you go for a swim, and then there's also options where you can ascend because of all the salt in your body. You know, because you're a potato and you absorb salt, so you become salted potato, and then you ascend because you are very salty. And really, that's the best ending, isn't it? All right, we're done. Can we still open this? Yeah, we can. So, I mean, look at this. Look at this coding interface. I don't like it. It's good for beginners to learn, like in terms of the things moving on. Like in terms of moving on step by step, you know, it is visual scripting. People gotta get used to it, you know. And a lot of my course mates do like this. They prefer this over Game Maker because they find it easier to understand. But as someone who likes to type out your code, you know, this is really annoying to work with. You gotta find the code block, drag and drop it in, and then all that stuff, and it's just, it's so messy. Whatever, we're staring at the thing right now. This is the layout. Let me hit the play button then. This thing uses HTML5 to output stuff, so we're back to this, where we're just very simple things like moving around, collecting collecting items and stuff. You know, when you learn a new engine, you gotta start from the beginning again, like how to use stuff. So the thing just required us to go and collect all the diamonds, like create a game where you control a little thing, collect all the diamonds, and you pick up the stuff. The sprites were provided by the school, by the way. They aren't my sprites. So I decided to make things a little interesting. So we have 2 little beings, and they move in opposite directions. And the maps are basically mirror images of each other. They can desync if you like try and smash them into the wall hard enough. But yeah. So the diamonds aren't mirrored exactly, but you gotta collect them properly and everything. So normally you'd be focusing on the sun and everything, so you'd be picking up all the ones first. And you'd be like, yay, I got the diamonds. And now you gotta do it on the tomato side. And then now it actually makes it a little more fun because you gotta like think in like the reverse directions now. And they mirror each other. So yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. You gotta we desynced. Okay, we desynced. Get back to your corners. There's an easy way to resync the 2 sides and just jam them into the corner, and we're back in business. Yeah. So we go down here. Yeah, you always could just do one and then the other. So, but hey, I was bored and you want to do something cool. So there's the exits. They appear when you're done. Gotta resync up again. And this one, they are in the right mirrored. They are in the right mirrored position. So they both enter the exit at the same time. I think. Yeah, I desynced them again. Yeesh. Alright. Come on. Oh dear. Not this again. Yeah, this is they would. This was just me like getting a little bit bored in class and trying to do an extra thing. Okay, so that was the lesson. That was lesson 1. Alright, we've got another one of these shooters. And yeah, the boss just kind of bounces around. And then he just shoots waves of... Ooh, boy. I don't know why my Construct 2 games are so laggy, by the way. They're not supposed to be this laggy. They're supposed to be really smooth. Also, we've lowered down our fire rate so we can't hit them quite as fast anymore. And then this guy, he shoots Danmaku waves of like spreads like this. So it's gonna take a while to whittle away at... Oh boy. Almost Toho 2.0, more or less. Really, this is the simplest pattern you can code. I'm just gonna get a couple shots in on him before you know, as he passes by. And we just stand down here, and then we've got more space to avoid it, so we're in a better pattern. We're in a better like position now. And he's bouncing backward this way. Oh dear. Move. Oh god. There we go. We got him. So that one was teaching boss coding, I think. So boss movement, bouncing off walls and stuff like that. And then enemies are shooting. They don't have well, I don't think he has a ton of health. It's just that it's hard to hit him because he's bouncing around everywhere. So you have particle effects, same thing. Life bars, displaying life bars as a visual representation of a variable. This one is like affected by the length, basically. It's tied to the length and the health variable. Or rather, the length of this thing is tied to the health variable. So it shrinks as you hit it. It's basic stuff like that. Again, they give us the sprites again. This guy, they call him the Chili King. Because he is the Chili King. You'll see those sprites a lot today, I think. Not just in Construct 2. You'll be surprised. You might see him in other places too. Alright. Oh hey! This is the one where I reused some sprites from the Game Jam game. Now I remember. Oh yeah. This one. Hey, it's pretty smooth now. So, enemies that spawn, homing on you. Well, homing on you to an extent. This bird follows your mouse cursor and auto fires. Yep, it's your burps. Oh, and there's the boss. He spawned. He shoots a constant stream of aim bullets at you, and then he just repeatedly shoots those small bursts. So this is not Toho 3.0, I guess. Before you say it, I know. Oh dear, I died. So I gave you 10 lives, so you have more time to like try and manage it. I'm not very good at this. And the bird spawn. So the bird spawn in, homing in at your position at that time, and you just keep firing bullets straight ahead. So that's kind of cool. And then there's a secret boss too that might show up. It's for HTML5. So Construct 2, when you make the game run, it'll open up a window. Alright, kill it. There you go. So yeah, you can export it to browser. In fact, Construct 2 is most commonly used to export to browser. The Kusoge that I played on that was made by Tama, like the episode's up on the channel. Those were Construct 2, and Construct 2 has a website where they host, where they can let you like just post your games up there if you just want to. I think the free version lets you do that too, so you can just post whatever games you want. Oh yeah, there's the secret boss. Actual Danmaku. Oh dear. There's no music, but you know, imagine Yotoho music playing at this point. I'm dying repeatedly. Okay, let's try and beat this. I'm not going to, am I? I'm not gonna win against my own game because I'm lagging it too much. Yeah, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. One life left. Game over. We died to the blue spamming bird who shoots patterns. There's actually blank spots. No, the hitbox is fine. I beat him when I was playtesting. You see, the gaps are fixed. He does adjust so that the center column is aligned with you. So as long as you keep shifting to the right and you hug the bottom, you can avoid the gaps there. And you can see the pattern. It's a very simple geometric pattern. That's how you make Danmaku. It's all about the patterns.